I used to think productivity was about trying harder, better discipline, more motivation, more willpower. Then I noticed something embarrassing. On my best days, I wasn't stronger. My day was just structured so I couldn't drift. That's the real reason I can feel like a cheat code or feel completely useless. If you plug AI into a messy day, it multiplies the mess. If you plug AI into a clean workflow, it multiplies output. So I did a simple test. I ran 5A. I productivity workflows the way normal people actually use them, not in a demo video with perfect conditions. Same goal, same time limit, same constraints. I wanted one thing, a workflow that reduces friction and actually ships results, and one of them won by a lot. Here's what surprised me. The winner didn't feel like doing more. It felt like doing less, but doing the right less. Instead of collecting 5 different methods, I was repeating one small loop until it became automatic. That's the whole game. When a workflow becomes automatic, it stops costing you attention. Let me give you a real example. Say you're trying to ship a video today, but your brain is bouncing. Title, hook, thumbnail hook, script, description, schedule. If you run the perfect plan workflow, you'll get a 10-step content calendar and still feel stuck. If you run the winner loop, I ask 3 questions, then it gives you one best first task, like write the first 8 lines of the hook. You do that, then you ask for a rough draft of the next 60 seconds in your voice, then you lock it into a checklist. Suddenly you're not working on content, you're finishing a specific piece, or say you're doing outreach. Your brain dump is, I need to follow up, I need to quote, I need to stop losing deals, I need to remember who said what. The winner loop doesn't hand you a CRM strategy, it hands you one best next action like send one clean follow-up message to 10 warm leads, then it drafts the message in your tone, then it turns it into a reusable template so you're faster tomorrow. That's productivity, not planning, shipping. Before I tell you the winner, you need one rule that makes this whole test fair. A workflow is only productive if it produces something you can ship, send, or execute without doing another hour of cleanup. If the output is a giant plan you never follow, it's not productivity. It's procrastination with better formatting. Workflow 1 was the brain dump cleanup. This is the classic. You open AI, you dump everything on your mind, and you ask it to organize it. It feels amazing for about 2 minutes because the chaos becomes neat boxes. The problem is what happens next. You get a clean list, but you still have to choose what matters, and your brain immediately starts negotiating again. When it worked because I forced decisions, not just organization. When it failed because it gave me categories instead of momentum. So the version that mattered was simple. Brain dump, ask 3 questions, then force one best first task, not 10 options. 1. Workflow. 2 is the perfect plan workflow. The idea is you ask AI to build the entire plan, steps, timelines, resources, risks, the whole thing. And if you've ever done this, you already know the feeling. It looks impressive. It reads like a consultant wrote it, and you still don't start. This workflow loses because it creates distance between you and action. The plan becomes a project, the project becomes pressure, then you avoid it. The moment I noticed myself scrolling through the plan like it was content, I knew it was dead. If you need the plan to feel productive, it's not the right workflow for daily life. Workflow 3 was AI as a meeting notes machine. You feed it notes, transcripts, messages, and ask for summary plus action items. This one is underrated because it removes a specific pain. You stop losing decisions. You stop forgetting what was said. You stop rereading threads to figure out what you're supposed to do. But it only works if you force the output to be actionable. If your summary is long, it's noise. If your action items are vague, you still stall. The winning version of this workflow is when you ask for a short list of decisions, then the next step for each decision, then one overall do this first task. It's basically a clarity machine for stuff that already happened. Workflow 4 was the agent workflow, The promise is seductive. Set up an agent, let it run tasks, wake up to a finished outcome. In reality, most people don't have an agent problem, they have a definition problem. If the task isn't clear, an agent doesn't fix it, it just fails faster. This workflow is the easiest to romanticize and the easiest to break. You spend time configuring, connecting accounts, tweaking prompts, watching it loop. Then you're back where you started, except now you're tired. Agents can be great, but they're not a daily workflow unless your tasks are repetitive and your inputs are consistent. If your day changes constantly, the agent becomes a fragile machine that needs babysitting. Workflow 5 was the daily 20+ ship loop. This is the one I didn't expect to win as hard as it did, because it's boring. It's not flashy. It doesn't promise miracles. It's just a loop that turns fog into output, then forces a handoff into whatever you use to ship. Here's why it wins. It reduces decisions, it keeps output small, it creates momentum, and it compounds because you save templates instead of rethinking everything tomorrow. The loop is simple. You start with clarity, you force one next action, you generate a rough draft in the exact shape you need, then you lock it into a checklist or a template and you ship one thing. The key is that you're not asking AI to make you a different person. You're using AI to remove the two biggest drains, deciding what matters and starting. When I tested these workflows, the winner wasn't the one that looked smartest. It was the one that got me from I should do something to the thing is done the fastest. So here's the winner in a way you can actually use today. First, open AI and do a short brain dump, but don't ask for organization. Ask for clarity and commitment. Tell it what you're trying to ship today and what's in the way. Then tell it to ask you 3 questions before it answers. That's the fastest way to stop it from guessing and the fastest way to stop you from being vague. Then force a single, best first task, not a list of tasks. 1. The task should be physical and startable. If you can't start it in 5 minutes, it's too big. Then ask for the rough draft in a strict format. Spoken if it's a video, tight if it's a post, direct if it's a message, and if you want it to sound like you, include a short voice anchor sample once and reuse it. Then lock it in. Convert the draft into a checklist you can execute without thinking. Turn the structure into a reusable template. And add a short what could break list so you don't get stuck on a predictable issue. Finally, ship one thing, one email, one post, one segment, one follow-up, one scheduled upload. 1. That's the point. The system wins by being small and repeatable, not by being perfect. Now, if you're wondering why the first 3 workflows didn't win, it's because they're missing one ingredient: handoff. They give you clarity or they give you information, but they don't force shipping. The winner forces shipping. And that's a secret people don't say out loud. Your productivity doesn't come from better thinking. It comes from fewer handoffs and fewer decisions. AI is great at producing drafts. It's also great at turning decisions into a next step, but it cannot ship for you unless you build the loop. Here's the cleanest way to think about it. AI is the lever. Your workflow is the fulcrum. If the fulcrum is sloppy, the lever doesn't help. It just makes the mess bigger. If the fulcrum is solid, the lever makes you fast. So if you want to stop feeling like AI is a toy, stop chasing 5 different workflows. Pick one loop and run it for 7 days. Same time, same order, same expectations. Save what works. Delete what doesn't. That's how you get a winner workflow that fits your life, not someone else's demo. If you want, I can give you a single copy-paste paragraph prompt that runs the whole winner loop in one go, but the main thing is the habit. Keep it small, keep it shippable, and make I give you the next step, not more ideas. One more rule that kept the winner from turning into another system: the output has to stay small. If AI gives you a novel, you didn't get help, you got homework. So I keep pushing it back to one screen. One next step, one draft, one checklist. That constraint is what keeps the workflow fast instead of fancy. Because the moment you stop asking AI, to entertain you and start using it to move you, your productivity changes.